Hi, I'm Sissy Sugarman. I'm 17 years old, and for as long as I can remember, I have lived on a small farm in Southern California. So I feel super connected to a lot of different aspects of farming, everything from raising livestock to running a dairy to maintaining an organic orchard. I think that agriculture plays a huge role in communities across the U.S. as well as in our global economy. So many aspects of agriculture are completely dependent on the hard work of our pollinators, especially our bees. Bees are vital to our world because they are our #1 pollinators, and they're responsible for pollinating actually about over 1/3 of the world's crops. So without bees, we would lose a lot of essential crops like apples, almonds, avocados, blueberries, and then crops like alfalfa hay, which feed our farm animals. So the meat and the dairy industry really depend on the bees as well. So clearly we need the bees, but over the last century, bees have been having a hard time of things. Because of our growing world population, farmers have been forced to change their farming practices in a way that hasn't been great for the bees. And since World War II, we've actually lost about half of our bee populations in the US. So I believe that the future of farming depends on evolving our farming practices in a way that continues to feed our growing world population in a way that is economical for the farmers, and then also, most importantly, in a way that sustains and supports the needs of the bees, because without the bees, mankind would suffer immensely and it would be really hard for us to survive. So like with many world issues, I think that the first step in solving these problems is with education. Educating our youngest generation is so important because it helps them to be more responsible stewards of our environment and for generations to come. So I've actually started a program called the Honeybee Roadshow, which is a program where I travel to schools and I put on an interactive presentation for the children to teach them about the vital role that bees play in our world. What I love about doing these presentations is that the kids, they come in with a little bit of knowledge about bees, maybe that they make honey and that they sting, but then they leave understanding that bees are responsible for so much of life as we know it. And I always leave the kids with some ways that they can help. And one of my favorite ways for the kids to help is by creating bee-friendly environments in their backyards or at their schools, anywhere where they have access to land. And by giving them these new solutions, I really love doing that because I help them to see how they can be the change they wish to see in the world.